Lots of reports have been coming out over the last few days that Casemiro himself is ready to leave Manchester United. There's interest from clubs in Saudi Arabia. Now, we had these reports in the summer, but it looked like Casemiro wanted to commit his future to United in the summer and try and revive his career. But now he's maybe had a change of heart and is open to a move to Saudi. Now, Fabrizio Romano has also confirmed this, given an update on that, and said that, look, if the right offer comes in for Casemiro, United will agree to let him leave. Casemiro, Eriksen, Lindelof, Man United are more than willing to agree to let them leave, amongst other players. Amrin does not rate the goalkeepers at United, demands improvement. INEOS have found their perfect signing for January, but will they be able to bring him in? Will it depend on sales? Will the player want to come? There is a relegation warning. What will happen if United get relegated? I'm not buying too much into this. This is going to happen and this is going to happen if we get relegated, because I think it's a bit of scaremongering from the media. But we will talk about it. Of course, the left wing-back situation, plans for academy stars, and then Dani Olmo, Cunha, Samu attacking links as well. I don't think we're going to do any attacking investment unless we do get 50 million for Marcus Rashford or 40 million, whatever we're asking for. I don't think there'll be any attacking investment unless Rashford goes. I think it is left wing back where we're focused for January. But the number one focus for January is sales, and we're going to start by talking about news ahead of sales and exit plans at United. Fabrizio Romano said that Casemiro can leave Manchester United either this month or summer. The club must sell players in order to make new signings, and Casemiro is available for transfers should a good offer come in. Man United will agree to let him leave. So United are more than willing to agree to let Casemiro leave should a good offer come in, and there is now talk coming out that the player himself is open to the move. Saudi do have interest, and I think Saudi believe that Man United would be willing to sell him a little bit cheaper. Multiple Saudi clubs remain attentive to Casemiro's situation. Al Ittihad made the most concrete approach over the summer. Al Nassr are also interested. Al Ali are also in the market for a holding midfielder. There are teams still interested in Casemiro. I know he's dropped off massively, but we saw when he was playing with Agate under Ruud van Nistelrooy, when he's not asked to cover lots of ground, there is a good player there. And if he's playing for a club where he's not going to be asked to cover a lot of ground, Saudi have got a top level defensive midfielder on their hands in terms of just general play. It's the ground coverage. He doesn't have the athleticism for the Premier League, that level anymore. So Romano again has confirmed that Casemiro can leave Manchester United, and Man United will agree to let Casemiro leave. Going into another story, this was said by Court Offside, so do take it with a pinch of salt, but they are saying, and it's linked to a lot of stories that have come out by more reliable sources, that Real Betis want to sign Antony on loan with an option to buy, and have offered Manchester United a proposal that would cover a small part of his 12 million a year salary. I think Manchester United are more than willing to let Antony go out on loan, but because of the Rashford situation, there's probably waiting a bit to see what happens with Rashford and Amorim before they let Antony go anywhere. And I also think United would let Antony go on loan if his wages are covered. They're not going to say, yeah, you pay 10k a week of his wages and we'll pay the other 190k a week and he goes out on loan. Man United would want a significant part of Antony's wages covered. They don't mind him going on loan to see if he gets him more minutes and his value up, but now he's going to probably play more under Amorim because of this whole Rashford situation ongoing. I think United are a bit sceptical and may wait till later in the window to see what happens with Rashford before they make any decision on Antony. That's just my general opinion on it. It was said that Ruben Amorim wants real competition for Andre Onana this year, and Bayern is not considered a credible competitor. Said Luckhurst, we know that Bayern himself is open to leaving United. He doesn't play that many minutes for a backup keeper because I think both Ten Hag and Amorim are quite reluctant to give Bayern those minutes because, while Onana's been shaky the last few games, he's much better than Bayern. Bayern really has not impressed me. I look at Kovar, who we let be Bayer Leverkusen's second keeper, and I sometimes think, wish we'd have hung on to Kovar as that second keeper there rather than bringing in Bayern. So I want to touch upon this. Just because it's being reported and, listen, that it was said that Manchester United's 900 million kit deal with Adidas could be terminated if the club are relegated from the Premier League. Manchester United could face the prospect of players remaining on their current wages in the event of relegation to the Championship with the club not having insert clauses into the contracts. If we get relegated, it will financially ruin United, and the players on the big wages will have to go, and if they refuse to go, it will financially ruin United and will be in a massive problem. Yes. True, we will be screwed financially if the club get relegated. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we can obviously bounce back, but it would take a couple of years to recover. Could get the Glazers out of the club, though, which would be the best thing. Now, look, we are 14th in the league. We're going to lose to Liverpool, let's be honest. I don't like to say that, but I don't expect us to beat Liverpool. If we get a draw versus Liverpool, that for me is a win. Like, Anfield, the way they battered West Ham, look, I'm not confident. The only thing that makes me confident is Agate's back, and maybe Liverpool will underestimate us. Maybe they'll think these lot are rubbish, and they'll underestimate us. Maybe. But look, the media keep coming out, this was going to happen to United, this is going to happen to United, this is going to happen to United, relegated. I think it's scaremongering. We're 14th, we're 8 points clear. I don't think we're going to get relegated, okay? If we lose to Southampton, and we've got Liverpool next, cool. The next game is Southampton. If we lose to Southampton, then I will start to worry about relegation. But I think we're too good to get relegated. And I know people are going to comment that's what I said in the 70s. But I just feel like these players are bad, but they're not that bad. They're not that bad, surely. I think Ruben Amorim as well is a smart enough manager to adapt and go to a back four if he really thought that, oh my God, we need to stay up. Like, we need to... I just think the media are playing into this narrative that United might get relegated a bit too much because they're enjoying it, the scaremongering. And I think, look, we've got Southampton and Brighton after Liverpool. 2 games I think we will win. And people might say Brighton, but Brighton have looked really poor their last 5-6 games. If it gets to March, that's when we need to worry. I'm not going to worry about relegation until March time. That's my mindset on it. And, that's the best thing we can do. So, have INEOS found their perfect signing? Let's talk about it, because left wing back is obviously what we want to do in January. It's what Ruben Amorim wants in January, but it may depend on outgoings. Here is an update on everything. So look, we all knew Alphonso Davies to United. Never going to happen, but we've been linked to him a lot. Of course we want him, but let's be honest, it's never going to happen. We said that about Euro and it did happen. So it's not never going to happen, but it's very unlikely. Alphonso Davies is becoming more likely to renew his contract with Bayern Munich, but no final decision has been made. Manchester United have taken a back seat on his transfer. I think he renews at Bayern or he goes to Real Madrid. I don't think he goes to United. Maybe the back five being an attacking role could attract him to United. I think unless Ruben Amorim goes and wins 15 games in a row and we're back in the Champions League, I don't think that there's much chance of being able to bring in an Alphonso Davies without Champions League football. I know we brought in Euro, but he was a much younger, much less established. I think with Alphonso Davies, it's a bit different. Ruben Amorim wants a left wing back in the January window, and there is also a desire to sign a forward, either a striker or attacking midfielder, according to Rich Fay as well. So again, I don't think we get a forward unless Rashford leaves. I think left wing back if Casemiro goes, Eriksen goes. I think any exit could just allow funds for a left wing back. There is talk of Dalot leaving, Garnacho leaving, but United only would let them go for a significant bid. But it's very obvious we want to sign a left wing back. I probably said that a million times over my last 10 videos. But it was also said that INEOS have identified Nuno Mendes and Alphonso Davies as their ideal signings for January, although deals appear unlikely unless funds are raised through player sales. Nuno Mendes is more likely of the two to materialise, as he's reportedly seeking to move away from PSG. Nuno Mendes and Alphonso Davies are the ideal left wing back targets. INEOS found their perfect signing in either Mendes or, of course, Alphonso Davies. Nuno Mendes is the only one with a possibility of happening, in my opinion, because he's not signing a new deal at PSG. Reliable sources said United are interested, and the player himself apparently could be open to a Man United move, but we just don't know if he's using Man United to get a better deal at PSG or if he actually wants to leave PSG because he's having to play a defensive role and not playing as much. Other stories going about are to do with the academy by United Scout. This was via the United Red Report, and they said that an unnamed Championship and League One club haven't expressed an interest in Harry Amos in recent hours. I think he's going to go out on loan. I think Ruben Amorim wants him to go out on loan, and he's not really going to be utilised. He's been set back with Ten Hag leaving, and I think maybe he could get a Championship or League One loan just to get that bit of physicality and that bit of experience in him. He's got it all technically. The question marks have always been about physically Harry Amos. It'd be nice to see him maybe go to a League One or Championship club on loan that's going to play him in an attacking-minded role. The players' cap has been notified, but is yet to see any official approach made. But there is talk of Toby Colley going on loan, but I think Amorim's a bit reluctant because he's got legs. I think Casemiro and Eriksen don't have legs. Ethan Wheatley on loan as well is another one being talked about. Same with Scanlon. In terms of other news, and now this has come from Mundo Deportivo, which I just don't think are a reliable source of information. But look, Dani Olmo is available on a free. There's no doubt in my mind that United will express an interest in bringing Dani Olmo on a free, especially when Mason Mount's injured till March and the attack sucks right now. There's no doubt in my mind that United are going to be interested in Dani Olmo. They'll make an approach. Do I think we'll get him? No. The first club to show interest in Dani Olmo was Arsenal, followed by Liverpool, City, and Manchester United. So, look, if we can get Dani Olmo and Nuno Mendes, I'm very happy girl. But I've got to be realistic. Expectations on the floor right now. Can't lie to you. It was also said that Manchester United had scouts at Porto's win over Bavista at the weekend, where they are watching Samu Amadorian, who Chelsea almost signed, who scored 2 goals against us when we played Porto in the Europa League. Very, very exciting young player. Looks really physically good. I think we're looking at strikers, Delap, Samu, someone that's going to come in and give Hoyland some competition. We don't have funds to spend 100 million on a ready-made striker. It's going to be another young player that's going to give Hoyland competition. I think, look, someone like Sam, if we could get Gyökeres, like my ideal front three is Cunha left 10, Ahmad right 10, Gyökeres up top. Don't think we've got the funds for that. To be honest, because we also need maybe an Edison or a Palacios, an athletic type midfielder, a Belieber in the midfield. We also need a left wing back, probably a right wing back, and then maybe even a left centre back, Schlotterbeck, Hinkapie, Hato, among names linked to United. Now, obviously, I would like Cunha, but again, not the most reliable source of information. But the reason I'm reporting this is because we do know from reliable sources of information that United do have an interest in Matheus Cunha. So there's some truth in this. Now, Arsenal apparently have shown a genuine interest. Man United, Spurs, Chelsea, Napoli, Newcastle, Villa, and Milan have shown some level of interest in a player, which could lead to the forward leaving Wolves in 2025. Wolves have made it very clear they're not going to let Cunha go in January, especially to relegation rivals Manchester United, as some of the media are saying. But I think if Wolves get relegated, which I don't think they will, I think Cunha could be available for a nice price in the summer. If not, I think he could be 70, 80 million in the summer because he's a very good player there. And it depends if we have the budget for that or not. Listen, people, thank you very much for watching today's 10-minute news roundup. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.